And let's go to the 3 versus 6 matchup in the Western Conference. It's the Golden State Warriors as the 6th seed going up against the 3-seeded Sacramento Kings. Let's start off with the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors are the 6th seed in the Western Conference. They finished the season with a record of 44-38. And we know that the best player on the Golden State Warriors is none other than the great Steph Curry, the greatest shooter in NBA history. Another great season for Steph Curry. He's averaging 29 points per game on 49% shooting from the floor. The man's averaging 43% from three-point range. So Steph Curry is the greatest shooter that God ever created, and is the greatest shooter on the planet. But their second best player this year is being Klay Thompson, who has played better as the season has went along. This year, Klay Thompson's averaging 22 points per game on 44% shooting from the floor. He's shooting 41% from three-point range. The Splash Brothers are in the playoffs once again. The greatest shooting backcourt in NBA history. But what makes the Golden State Warriors even more dynamic is they've had the nerve to add another Splash Brother, and that's Jordan Poole. This year, Jordan Poole's averaging 20 points per game, and he's shooting 34% from three-point range. But we know how dynamic Jordan Poole is as a scorer, and when you put together the trio of Curry, Thompson, and Poole, that is a trio that can score at a very, very high level, and that backcourt is one of the best scoring backcourts in the NBA. We all know that they're led by Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr is one of the best coaches in the NBA. He has a record as a head coach of 473 and 238. So he's won 67% of his games. He's won multiple championships as a head coach and as a player in the NBA. He was playing alongside Jordan during those dynasty years when the Bulls were winning championships. So this matchup is so intriguing because you look at from a geography standpoint, these two teams are about 115 miles apart. You could get on a bus ride to go from Sacramento to Golden State and San Francisco back to Sacramento. You can go on a bus ride. So that's one of the most intriguing parts of this series, and that's what I'm most excited about. The Warriors, they have won the season series over the Kings 3-1. Remember, Mike Brown, the head coach of the Kings, he's a former coach that was on the Warriors coaching staff, and he's very familiar with how they operate in that organization. So keep an eye on that. Mike Brown, and I think he's the coach of the year. Make no mistake about it. Mike Brown is the NBA coach of the year. He's led the Sacramento Kings to a 48-34 record in the Western Conference. Remember, this is the Western Conference. And from teams 1 through 7, any of them could win an NBA championship this year and get to the NBA Finals. The Lakers, the Clippers, the Warriors, the Suns, the Grizzlies, the Nuggets, all these teams have the potential to represent the West in the NBA Finals this year. And all Mike Brown has done is lead the Kings to the 3rd best record in the Western Conference at 48-34. I can't say enough about the job that Mike Brown has done this year. And he's done a tremendous job leading this Sacramento Kings basketball team. And this year, they are led by De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is averaging 25 points per game on 51% shooting from the floor. And I believe that De'Aaron Fox, he has an opportunity in this series to play at a high level and put his name on the map to being one of the best young players in the NBA. I think NBA fans who really know the NBA, we know who De'Aaron Fox is. But your casual fan out there, they don't really know how good De'Aaron Fox really is. De'Aaron Fox is one of the best young players in the NBA. And I believe that the casual fan will find out who De'Aaron Fox is by the end of this series. The same way we talk about Donovan Mitchell, Luka, Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, we also need to be talking about De'Aaron Fox in that same conversation. De'Aaron Fox is big time. He's been playing some great basketball this year. They also have Sabonis. Sabonis this year is averaging 19 points per game on 62% shooting from the floor. And I believe that 1-2 combination with Fox and Sabonis, it's one of the best duos we have in the NBA. And they've been playing some very, very, very good basketball. Now, the problem with the Sacramento Kings is, while they are a tremendous, tremendous offensive basketball team, and they can score a lot of points, they are the opposite on the defensive end of the floor. Offensively, the Kings, they average 120 points per game. From an offensive rating standpoint, that's ranked first in the NBA. Their defensive rating is ranked 24th in the NBA. So defensively, the Kings struggle, and that's being nice. That's being nice. They struggle significantly against the Warriors, though. With Steph and Draymond on the floor, the Warriors have outscored the Kings by 26 points per 100 possessions. Also, when Steph is on the floor against the Kings, the Warriors are scoring 124 points per 100 possessions. So, in their 4 matchups this year, the Kings, they can't contain the Warriors. Now, the counter argument to the Kings being so bad defensively, someone may say, well, the Warriors are not that good defensively either. You're right. The Warriors' defensive rating is 17th in the NBA. But the difference in the Warriors than what it is with the Kings, the Warriors actually have players who can defend. Andrew Wiggins, he's going to play in game 1. Steve Kerr already announced it. Andrew Wiggins can defend. Draymond Green can defend. They traded for Gary Payton at the trading deadline. So they brought back Gary Payton. Remember, they let go of Gary Payton in the offseason last year. The Portland Trailblazers signed Gary Payton. And so I believe that bringing back Gary Payton is going to help the Warriors defensively in the playoffs significantly. So, yes, the Warriors have struggled defensively like the Kings have. But unlike the Kings, the Warriors actually have the personnel to get key stops at key pivotal moments in playoff games. I don't think the Kings have that. I don't think they have that. I think they have great offense. That's why they are ranked first in the NBA in their offensive rating. But defensively, they struggle. They really, really struggle. And when you're going up against the Splash Brothers and Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, you got to be able to play some good defense. And the Kings struggle defensively. They struggle defensively. And they have Harrison Barnes, Terrence Davis, Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter is a liability defensively. I'm sorry, he's a liability defensively. Alex Lynn at center. Tre Lyles is one of their power forwards. They don't really have the personnel to get stops. And I think that in this series, that because the Warriors got Steph, and Steph is the best player in this series. Make no mistake about it. Steph Curry is the best player in this series, considering the fact that Klay Thompson is starting to get into a rhythm offensively, shooting the 3-ball very well. You still got Jordan Poole. Andrew Wiggins, I believe that, I said it a few weeks ago, that Andrew Wiggins was a key in the Warriors being able to get back to the NBA Finals. They got Andrew Wiggins back. So I think that the Warriors are the better basketball team. They are clearly the more experienced basketball team. And I think that could be something in this series that could hurt the Kings. The Kings are very inexperienced. But I think that one of the X factors for the Kings, they got to run, get out in transition, get out and get some easy buckets on fast break opportunities. I think that would help the Kings in this series. So you got De'Aaron Fox, you got Kevin Huerter, you got Sabonis as well, you got Harrison Barnes. These are young players on this Kings basketball team. So there's no reason why the Kings shouldn't outscore the Warriors in transition and on fast break points. That would be their opportunity to get easy buckets. Don't allow Draymond Green and Andrew Wiggins and Kuminga to get back and be able to set up their defense. Get out of transition, get some easy buckets on fast break opportunities, and get that crowd going at the Golden One Center in Sacramento. Get that crowd into the game. That Sacramento fan base, they've been literally thirsty and they've been wanting an opportunity to get back into the NBA playoffs because the Kings haven't been good in the NBA since Chris Webber, Mike Bibby, Vlade Divac, Bobby Jackson. They haven't been good since the early 2000s when Kobe and Shaq was with the Lakers. It's been a while for the Kings. Kings haven't been very good for a very, very long time. And that Kings fan base, they are completely ready for this moment, and they thirsty for this opportunity to be in the NBA playoffs. Make no mistake about it. They chopping at the bit for this matchup Saturday night in Sacramento when the Warriors come to town. And I think it's going to be some Warriors fans in attendance in Sacramento. So the Warriors fans, they travel well. It's going to be some Warriors fans in there. But the Kings fans going to be ready. They're going to be ready. And game one is Saturday night, 8:30 on ABC in Sacramento. This is going to be a tremendous series. But I believe that the Warriors are the better basketball team. The Warriors are the more experienced basketball team. And I think that the Warriors are going to take care of the Kings in 6. I got the Warriors in 6 over the Sacramento Kings. But I do believe that this is going to be a very, very high-scoring affair between these two teams. It's going to be a lot of points scored. If you're a betting man or woman out there, go and take the over in these games. It's going to be a lot of points scored. But I'm going to roll with the Warriors in 6 over the Kings. I just think the Warriors, they got too much. And I think that the Kings and the Warriors both struggle defensively, but I trust the Warriors' defensive personnel in key moments to get the job done more so than the Kings' than their personnel. I don't think they really have the personnel to get stops. I just think they want to outscore you. And I think Steve Kerr, the quality of coach that he is, he's going to exploit the Kings and their lackluster defensive tenacities in this game, in this series. So I got Warriors in 6, and Warriors will advance to the second round and face either the Lakers or the Grizzlies. Everybody go and follow Wise Guys on Twitter at WiseGuys_H. Also on Facebook, Wise Guys. And be sure to follow Wise Guys on Instagram at These Guys Know Sports. I'll be right back.